Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Chema, a public accounts committee, a course any ratio for a banway. Chess a banway or Mubentina Kunyas was steady or man will say always on focus now and say on mobile any elections, name sir. On bed developer or minor man transforming the lives of Ghanaians. They are always focusing on winning election. Or moving we are not for the Omun the Omunya now to money corruption in Sima and Fata. Then no Chirema as a Ghana for near my cost your money and it and a punish a ban with during 2024 election. And more who said that be a muntimin for Ghana for a media grown or Monsan Yama Dream say, or movie the attempt. Brown Beck campaign is a Ghana for into Abamo. Inti Gaya Ghana for into Abano into Omuye Pa Omuntunti Aban Biaka, Omon punish by Abanwe Emanu Hussein, Nemo Obey, Omani answer, Menkasabe Bremen Saka video no I inquiry.
A number of issues may not really fully be addressed, and we will not have closure, perhaps until another government comes into office.
Okay.
Like the Sputnik V. Health. What happened during COVID with the health minister? We don't know, and we may never know.
I thought Parliament
Yes,
instituted it.
Yes.
So what happened?
And the report is there, and there were recommendations.
So what happened?
But you see, somebody has to be held responsible.
Yeah. So what happened? You. When I say you are Parliament, I don't mean you.
Yes.
But
what I know is that after the sitting, there was supposed to be a report presented. I don't think that we have been able to take that report yet. I remember. I don't know. I didn't really work closely with that committee, but I remember the ranking member of the committee a couple of times, making efforts.
And this is in an instance like this. What are the remedies that your standing orders allow? If, for example, there's a parliamentary probe into a matter, and it looks like there's a dead end because there's no movement forward in terms of the report, how do you reactivate it? How do you bring it on the front burner? How do you get the speaker or parliamentary leadership to act on it?
I'm not too sure, but I think you can use petition. As a member, you can petition the speaker, you can petition the business committee to bring it up. So but my problem really is that many of these people are going home without us having closure to some of the issues that are hanging over their heads.
They are going home, but they are still in Ghana.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. That
they are still within.
That's why I said that perhaps the only way we can get closure to some of these things is
when there's a change.
In government. That's why I'm making that point.
Okay.
I mean, you look at the sanitation ministry, a lot of questions still hang around there. I mean, who is going to help us, get those answers? Even the finance ministry is not left out. The roads ministry, the works and housing. There are a number of questions that still hang around, the people who occupied these ministries and are now being reshuffled, and in most cases are not taking up any responsibility in government again. And I think that our only hope is that this election will produce a government that will be focused in dealing with some of these issues and bringing closure on them, so that the people of Ghana will, if they are shortchanged, will be perhaps appeased by whatever effects the engagements that they were involved in cost us. So I am really sad that many of these people are reshuffled to go home without us having closure with regard to some of the issues that they involved themselves with that made headlines and that were not very palatable. But I made the point earlier that clearly, like everyone has said, this reshuffle is about winning an election. And that is what is very disheartening. For a long time now, I've been saying that it seems the focus of this administration, really, from the start, has never been about growth, development, transformation of this country. It's always been about competition, contest, win it. I mean, but it's like we say in Dagbani, a dog that runs after a car doesn't know what to do with the car after it catches it. You know, so for them, every day it's a contest, every day is a competition that they must win. But then after the victory, they do not know what to do with the victory. Because what is really the purpose of politics or winning political power if it does not lead, or if the intention is not for it to lead to the, you know, transformation of a community and a people? What is the use of that electoral victory? So you have this government doing all that they could, breaking the bank. In fact, the vote of Bank of Ghana had to be broken, and that is why the Bank of Ghana, yes, that's why the Bank of Ghana is suffering today with all the losses, you know, and I'm saying that figuratively. That's why the Bank of Ghana...
For a moment, I thought you were doing like difficulty did the last time.
I don't understand what you are saying. But the point I'm making is that, look, the bank, we had to break the bank, and that is a figurative phrase, if you understand. And I use the Bank of Ghana just to highlight the fact that the bank is currently suffering and has posted huge losses never seen before in the history of the bank, just to win the 2020 general elections. The COVID-19 audit report also reveals how we raped the country, all in the name of winning the 2020 general elections. After winning the 2020 general elections, we do not have a solution to the myriad of problems that the people are faced with. In fact, pensioners this time around are not even spared. Investments that people made, they have had to suffer, you know, crude haircuts. And purchasing power has just been eroded almost to nothingness. Inflation has gone off the roof, and education is a pale shadow of itself. So there is no solution to, you know, the problems that we face. And all you see is an engineering to win the next election. That's what this is all about. It is not about solving the problems in education, solving the environmental problems, the sanitation problems, and even dealing with corruption. It's not about that. You don't see any verve, any energy when it comes to dealing with the concrete problems that we are faced with. But when it comes to preparing and engineering to win an election, then you have them show their, you know, like we say in local parlance, scratchy powers. That is why you will have the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, present what seems like his own manifesto that we are not yet sure will be consistent with the NPP manifesto, given the fact that what he presents as his personal manifesto contradicts even the government that he's part of policies. A government that he's a chairman of economic management team. Yet you have him portray to us as if he was an independent candidate running for the 2024 general elections. And then it is followed by a reshuffle like this, where, you know, people who either lost their primaries and so have no election to contend, or who decided not to go for elections again, are asked to go home. And then people who still have elections to win, but also may have stayed too long at their ministries and may not even be performing, like Ursula Owusu, like Howard Kumsin, are still at post. And then people who were not in, but have won primaries and come from constituencies that are threatened because of the very poor performance of the government, are given the opportunity to come into government, so they can do what? They will be at, you know, they will be at a position where they can leverage government influence, government resources to save their seats and to help the party win an election. That is what this is all about. And I think that the people of Ghana must punish this administration like they have never punished an administration before, because they have actually taken the people of Ghana for granted for far too long. The issues that concern us, the issue about even our football administration, for which many people had to, come out yesterday on the streets to demonstrate, is not the concern of this government. In fact, they had a unique opportunity in the 2018 crisis to have put football and sports generally on a very good pedestal. It is not happening. That is not their focus. The focus is on how to win the next election. And that is what this reshuffle is about. And I am just so disheartened that we don't seem to appreciate the ordeal that the ordinary Ghanaian is going through today. And the focus simply is just about winning the next election willy-nilly. And it's just disheartening, Randy. And I think that the people of Ghana, like I have said, must punish this administration like they have never punished an administration before. Because the abysmal performance that they have put up, you don't even see them show remorse. You don't even see them make efforts to rectify the problems that their abysmal performance have caused. All they are interested in is to play games with us to win the next election. And to do what with the power?